Ready for something new? So, I've decided we're still kind of on a Gloomhaven kick here. We're about to do our next battle. Obviously the table over there is already all set up, good to go. And we have all kinds of little things, and I've seen stuff online like printed, 3D printed plastic components and stuff like that, to take the place of these little cardboard things. And I thought about it and I'm like, why do I want to spend more money on somebody else's printed stuff? And probably when we're done playing the game, I doubt we're going to go back and play it again. So, I'm gonna take these little guys and just kind of make my own using this foam board that you get down at Dollar Tree. We'll make some nicer 3D painted little pieces ourselves. And for the traps, there's 6 total little traps that are included in all the little cardboard cutouts. So I only have to make 6. The trick is to making them simple enough that I can mass produce and make 6 of them without it taking me 2 weeks, because this battle is happening, and from when I'm doing this video right now, 4 days. So we gotta do 6 little traps in 4 days. I think I can do it. I've got a good idea, and it should look pretty good. It doesn't have to be, exactly the same. It doesn't have to be like completely amazing. It's just to bring a little bit more depth to the game. So the thing is that it also has to fit in one of these little hexagons, right? Because these little, the spots you move on the board, that's the size of one of those spots, and this has to fit on that. We're just gonna add that depth. But the other thing is that it can't be too tall, it can't be too big. The last game that we did decided to spice it up a little bit. And, the doors are, again, just little hexagons like this. And that one side shows, that the door is closed, and then you flip it over, and then the other side shows it's open, right? And that's all fine and dandy, but everything's just so flat, right? Things aren't just flat, well, unless you're one of those flat Earth believers. But anyway, so I made doors like this. I've had these for a while, and there's a closed door, there's an open door, right? Adds a little bit of flavor, right, to the game. Just kind of looks cool, right? Again, this is all just made out of polystyrene, right? And a piece of popsicle stick to make it stand, right? And it looked really cool, as well as. I got this from Black Magic Craft, little pillars, because there was a part in the battle we were in, and again, I'm not going to say anything that spoils Gloomhaven, right? But there was a part where there was like 3 pillars, and I'm like, oh man, I've got pillars. Yes, we'll make it look really cool, and it did too, especially when you have. This little tinker here beside this pillar, and it's just massive, looks awesome, right? Problem though, sight in the game. People now sitting around the table are doing this, trying to see around stuff, right, to be able to decide where they're going to go and what they're going to do next, and how they're going to attack and, and whatnot. It was too big. So if we're gonna make doors, we're going to make doors that are small. If we're going to make altars, we're going to make altars that are small. And, you know, in this round 2, there is an altar. Right? You know, so I could make altars, and we'll make them maybe this high. And the traps, you know, maybe we'll make them only like this high. But at least, you know, it'll look cooler than just a piece of cardboard. So let's give it a shot. Alright, to save myself some time, I already went over to my Proxon table and I cut, you know, 6 little squares that I know that are going to fit, you know, for one of these basically. You know, a little bit short on the corners, but it doesn't matter as long as it fits this, because I'm going to make it the same size so that it still for sure fits inside one of these, just like this does. Right? So, I've got 6 ready to go. Now all I have to do is just trace them. Like so. And now I know what to cut. I'll try my scissors here. Again, doesn't have to be completely perfect. I just want to make sure that around where the line is. Not bad. Now we'll focus on one first. Let's see what we gotta do. So we got all these little spiky type things, and it's supposed to be like a hole. Okay, so again, we don't want to go taller. This is a trap. This is like a pit. I mean, if you're looking down at it, it's a hole with little spikes sticking out. I've got this foam wire cutting tool. See if we get this a little hotter. There, so we can maybe just melt. You know, it doesn't even have to really touch, it just has to get close. Now, if you're doing something like this, you definitely probably want to have a ventilated area. You know, or a window open or something. I've got a little fan here to take the fumes away from me. There we go. So now it's getting hot, so it's not necessarily burning it. Burning it's not good. When you see black, that's really, really not good. Right now I'm just melting it. It's really no different than the wire table, like the Proxon table. You get like a white smoke that comes up. You know, that's not really that harmful to you. It's if you're burning it and it goes black, that's not good. This is going to create our pit. Just shallow. I don't want to go all the way through. That should be quick enough and easy enough to do for multiple pits. See, so that's got still only that thick, and then we've got a hole in it now. Get ourselves some tacky glue. We're going to use some toothpicks. Alright, so I got my cutters. This is going to work a lot better. fine grit. So we're just going to put this in the lid like this. We'll take some of that. Finish off the other 5, get them ready to go just like I did with this one. And we'll let those sit and dry. Alright, so now we're ready to just give it a quick little coat. But in the meantime, while I was making our little pits here, this from up top, kind of, right? So I took some polystyrene, glued it together, made it like bricks, and then I took a bead, plugged a bead into the top of it to kind of give it that, you know, resemblance. So that's us to dry. We're gonna finish off these guys. So right now I'm just gonna do, because I want them completely sealed, I'm doing a Mod Podge covering the bottom. That's about making them durable and last. I just want to make sure that they're gonna move around, they're gonna be used, they might be beaten on a little bit, and they can handle it. I don't want to leave foam exposed on the bottom. May as well do that. Get the bottom done. Everything is dry. Now we just have to finish painting the other side. And this is the last one. Make sure to get it right down in there. There we go. There's all our traps. Rough it up. I should have done this before I Mod Podge, but it was late and I was tired and I wasn't thinking. So I was just gonna add some wrinkle to it. There, that's actually not bad really still. See, it's not perfect that way, right? Normally you do that beforehand and I totally forgot because I'm staying up too late to do this stuff. So just a dark gray, and this is just the base. So you just want to try and ram it in there and get it in every little spot. Alright, so there. Now you can see in this, now I use different color, but I just like that stone. And you know, again, this is something I got from Michael's, and I'm telling you, if you're doing any kind of crafts, especially like even say like doorways like this, you know, that there, that knob, as you can see, goes right through, right? That's actually just a bead, you know. And then this used to be from like a cheap necklace, you know, like you know, that fake jewelry stuff or whatever that, you know, kids usually get, you know. Or this one here, see, I've got the same thing. I've got a doorknob here. That's just a bead that goes right through, and then, you know, the skull up here, that's just a thing for making necklaces. You get a whole bunch of them in a pack, you know. So if you look around, you can find some really cool stuff. This here I got from Michael's, and it's just a mass of glass, as they call it. And inside there's just a huge variety of different shapes and sizes and colors and, you know, and stuff. So I could have used whatever, right? There's actually one in here that's kind of swirly, but it's white, kind of like that, you know. it's got that swirl to it. You know, so I could have used, like, there's one there that's kind of neat looking. Right, I could have used whatever I wanted. Right, but I like that color. It kind of stands out. I think it'll look good too with the gray tones and whatnot. So we just got a basic base coat there. Now we're gonna go with a couple tones of gray, and then we're gonna obviously, so you can see with this, there's some brown into that to symbolize like sand and stuff. So we'll do a little bit of that too, and then we'll do a wash to finish it. These turned out really good. Now if you look at it, now that I've done a couple of things I added is that I was just originally using the tacky glue, right, to put these pieces of toothpick in here, but I was afraid that as it's set up that they'd slowly start to sag. So for the rest of them, I ended up actually using, I put a bunch of tacky glue down, but then I used a glue gun. I got it really hot, so that way as I went through the tacky glue, right, it wouldn't cool the glue gun glue down too much. And as you can see, they're nice and solid, right? Plus with the Mod Podge, right, like, that's pretty good. So we could probably give them just a little bit of a gray kind of, we don't have to go crazy, just to give it a base of that. And all our other colors will be then, you know, won't be against black, so they'll brighten up just a little bit. So there. So that's a base of that. So I had to do some thinking about the piles of rubble, you know, and there's supposed to be an obstacle. So it can't be just a small pile of rubble, right? Because, well, you know, you would just walk right over it, right? You know, so when it came to making the Rebel, I actually added 2 small layers, getting smaller like a pyramid to the top, which is going to get filled with glue and rocks and rubble, so that way it forms a small pile. So it's early enough tonight there that hopefully this will dry and I'll be able to get the first coat of paint on it still. Get the bottoms done first. This is just a thin layer, so that'll dry quickly. And it's not like that everywhere. There's like bits of brown, some dark in some areas, some light in others. And this is where it's kind of cool because now we get to see our gray kind of shine through in the odd spot. And just keep moving them along. Adding maybe a little extra here and there. just in case. Plus it gives us a black base coat anyway. There's our first one. So we can lay it on thick, doesn't matter. I think it's gonna look pretty cool when it's done. Make sure I got all the edges. There we go. Those are all ready to dry. Alright, so we got our little piles done here. We're gonna make. We just need to put some glue, get some sand, get some rocks. Pretty much gonna have to cover this almost entirely. Great big ball of glue. Just gonna do this first. Alright. Then, because it'll kind of match with the characters, you take some fine stuff. Get the edges. That actually looks pretty darn good. Check that out. I think that's gonna make a nice rubble pile. Alright, so keep going. We'll get the other ones done too. Alright, so we got all of our little rubble piles done like that. See? Just a bit of height to it, just to say, you know, that it's not just a piece of cardboard. But it's also not going to take away from the game, you know, with the pieces being too big that you can't see where your characters or your enemies are. So now we need a little bit of brown. So we're going to use just a kind of golden brown and a bit of sponge. Just going to lightly sponge. So just add the color to it. That takes care of that. And now we're starting to get a little bit somewhere, right? We have to wait for that to dry though before we can do anything else. So we go back to these now. Let's just see how that looks in there. Maybe the complete black might be better still. We'll do a little bit of shade of both. Production line going here. Yeah, I don't even care if it's perfect, you know, because it doesn't need to be or it's not supposed to be. Alright, now we'll just get some regular black. Just trying to roll it up over the edge. Just like that. Blend into everything else. Go. starting to see a little bit of something happen with these now. Those might be good enough for a wash now, and then highlight after. Alright, that's ready to go. I just need a dry brush now, that's it. Before I go into the, not temple, the altar. I keep calling it a temple. It's an altar, not a temple. I have to be careful because this thing's so small. I don't want to have too much paint on it. This is really supposed to be the final dry. I really like how that temple turned out. Altar, not temple. I really like how that altar turned out. Again, it's about keeping it to a relative size. These guys are small. Alright, gotta let all this stuff dry. And then hopefully we'll finish this off tomorrow. So we've got most of the color done. We just gotta add a little bit to these here. Spiky things. Don't have to do much because most of the color of the actual toothpicks are still coming through a bit, so if anything, I'm actually going to dull that down a bit. I'm going to use Earth Shade, I think, for that. We've been playing the game for a while now, and we still don't know anything about what's going to happen next in the game, because it's completely a surprise. which is one of the best things about the game. It's great. It's not just like playing the same thing every time, every day. Every time we get together, it's a different encounter, it's a different something. You never know what's gonna happen. 3 more to go. I still really like these paintbrushes. I just can't believe I got them for the price that I did on Amazon. Again, I have a video you can go back and watch. I just talk about a little bit about some of the stuff I use. And I have a link at the bottom of that video. You can click on it, it'll bring you right to it on Amazon. And then of course, if you do click on it from there, even if you navigate around in Amazon while you're logged in, under the link I sent, or the link that I posted, anything you buy, I get a very, very small commission off of it, and that can go toward at least some extra paint or maybe some new brushes when these ones wear out. I would definitely appreciate it if you are going to buy them. Click on the link. It'll cost you nothing, and it gives me something, and I can just keep doing stuff like this, so that if it's giving you ideas or anything like that, or you like what you're watching, well then I can keep doing it. You don't want to put too much. Take away from the actual rest of the colors. And here's a finished rock pile. I think it actually turned out quite well. Look at that. Some of the rocks there, actually the colors just kind of came right out as I gave it a protective coating. And I didn't use a regular polyurethane that I would usually use. I just used the Army Painter protective stuff to coat this, and it did in fact actually melt back the foam a little bit, which I think with these that's going to be awesome. But if you look at this compared to this, you can see how it did that a little bit in some places, and I think it actually kind of added a cool effect. It's almost like it's kind of it's coming up from like a muddy ground of some kind or something. But as you can see, even that rock right there, like everything is well in place, and look at that, just looks awesome. And I've got 6 of these, including this one. Once I clear coat it, you can see the difference though. Once you clear coat, it just brings all that color right out. Just fantastic. Good too. So it's gonna look great when you have that sitting down. You get traps and piles of junk and everything lying around, and you've got your minis there. An altar, that's what it is. In this altar up here. Anyway, instead of just cardboard, I think that's gonna look pretty cool. Anyway, we'll go to get the stuff clear coated, get some earth shade on there, and we'll finish it up and take a look at the board and what it looks like with everything on it. And there we have it. There's our final pile of rubble finished. We've got our pits or traps. Traps are done. I think that actually looks pretty good. There's a couple of them in here that aren't perfect too, which just kind of adds to it. But yeah, that turned out really, really well done. You know, when you're looking down at it, I think that definitely looks better than this. Huh? Especially when you go like this. You know, and our altar here or whatever, right? Looks great. So let's see what it looks like on the board. So this is what this board would normally look like. You know, and you can see there's your piles of rubble. There's your traps. There's a door there. There's our painted Fab 4 and what we're up against in the first room. And then there's the altar, and then a couple more traps, and then as you come over here, there's some rubble. And of course, there's other things in those rooms, but we haven't gone into those rooms, so we don't know what's in those rooms. Right. Now, we'll look at it with the new pieces put into place. And there we are. Traps are in place. Altar is in place. And this one is out of place. There, rubble is in place. I think that is definitely a lot cooler aesthetically to look at, you know, than the little cardboard pieces. I think the rebel actually turned out really good. Other than that, maybe make a couple of doors. And I think that's going to make the game a lot more fun. It's just a little extra flavor to the board. Really, the fun is in the battle itself. We've got our character boards, you know, all ready to go. Yeah, we've got our token trays to keep everything all organized. This is a token set that I made, you know, from a guy I found on Board Game Geeks, and you can look him up. Just check under Gloomhaven token organizers under Board Game Geeks, and you'll find him. Right? And he put all of his instructions and everything else and stuff on how to make these. Which is fantastic. He must have spent a lot of time trying to figure it out, because it's a jigsaw puzzle to put this together in the box, but it all fits. However, I added a couple extra things to it, as of course I've painted mine, you know, so that it just looks a little cooler, that's all. But definitely a big win is having all of the cards and stuff organized, you know. And then this design was something else I saw somebody do out of wood, and I said, well, I could make that out of foam core. So that's what I thought. It's just foam core, same thing, same as that board that's over there. So turned out pretty good. Gives you an organization, gives you a place to put your items, you know, and stand them up and whatnot. You know, gives you a place to put your character sheet in the middle. And then a place for your discard, a place for your lost cards, a place for your modifiers, and then the modifiers you've used, you know, and specials, and then cards that you haven't used yet. You know, so it's pretty cool altogether. You know, and then of course it has a little place here, the place on the side where to slip your character sheet under, and just kind of keep it to the side. You know, I think it turned out to be pretty decent. All four of us, when we play, have our own. And everybody's got a job. Somebody over there gathers the cards together. Somebody over here takes care of the monsters. You know, somebody over here takes care of wounds and attacking and loot and whatnot. While, you know, someone over here takes care of what elemental charges are in the room and whatnot. Right, so, you know, it's a definitely a really fun game to play. And like I said, I recommend it to anybody. You know, even if you're not really a big fan, you don't really care about menus and all that kind of stuff, but you love D&D, you know, this game really brings D&D into a board game. Choose your own adventure. You know, it's fantastic. But that's not really the subject of the game here right now. Is making our little add-ons, and you know what? I think they turned out fantastic. It looks great. So until next time, keep painting, have fun, and of course, if you like what you see, please hit the like button and, you know, subscribe. I love to also hear comments, you know, if there's anything you think I should do, anything else that you think that I should tackle, or, you know, ideas even. You know, if you think up a great idea on how to do a door, share it with me, and you know, I'll see about seeing if I can make it that way. Right, you know, I've got tons of foam cores sitting right there. Right, so give me an idea. I'll see if I can make it. You know, if you want me to be the test runner, right, I'll do it. Right, why not? It's fun. Other than that, till next time, guys.